fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, a big show coming up tonight with all the regular segments including Catch of the Week, and there's plenty. After a fantastic long weekend of calm seas, many people away camping and fishing. It's just great to see. Tonight we take a look at some footage of trout production up at the state government Snobs Creek Fish Hatchery. The yellow-skinned flathead continues to make news, and we discuss how much you should pay for a fishing licence. But without further ado, let's get on with it. It's a big welcome to Adam Ring.
Thanks, Dave. Now, we've had a bit of a funny week this week. Couldn't quite decide whether it was going to be hot, cold, rain, clear, but you know, the rain stayed away, so that was good. We had a bit of a blow today, and hopefully it's just getting itself out of the way for the Easter weekend.
Shorts and jumper to work today.
Yeah, it was strange. But you walk outside and it was quite mild.
Warm.
Yeah.
So
funny day.
The beautiful weather just continues, and I tell you what, it was absolutely wonderful in the Northern Territory this week. It's a big welcome to the man who takes a bath on the top of Ayers Rock. The one and only Trelly. What the
Come on,
hell,
Trelly. Play by play. Play by play. How do you have a bath at the top of Ayers Rock?
Oh, no. Hang on. Let's have a look at this. Have a look at this. Come on.
How's that, Steve?
Beautiful. Absolutely magnificent. A bit of a bath up here in the top of Ayers Rock. Highest bath in Australia.
Was that recorded during the week?
Up there. On the top. Yeah. Between last week and this week.
Pauline Hanson, please explain.
Well, we very lucky we went to Ayers Rock, during the break between two shows, and a few people. It was open. It's only open about 10% of the year due to whatever. So it was
construction,
open and
roadworks, or
construction and roadworks.
Weather and
cold,
rain,
windy,
and nude man. There's a sign up out that says "nude man having a bath. Do not go."
I didn't know there was a nudist colony at the top of Ayers Rock.
So it is hot up there, and got up there. It rained 3 days before we got there, so got up there. There was these big rock pools. So I thought, what better opportunity to cool down?
Yeah.
So I did. I jumped in one of the holes up there, one of those water holes, as you saw. And had a bit of a cool down, but it was funny because this Japanese guy came after me and we told him it was traditional, so he got in the pool after us.
Tell me, just answer me one question. Did you take his clothes and run?
No, we shouldn't have. We should have thrown him off the rock. So let him walk down his underwear. But
can we just take a look at that video clip again? I just want to see it again.
How's that, Steve?
Beautiful. Absolutely magnificent. There's the old bath up here in the top of Ayers Rock.
I thought you were going to say the old fella in the pool.
Now, was that the marbles?
The Olgas in the background?
No, I was talking about the marbles in the foreground in the water. They looked like two tiny little marbles.
Yeah, they weren't Tom Knowles.
We haven't talked about fishing yet, but I tell you what, it's been a big week in fishing. But don't forget, you can keep up to date with all the info from tonight on our Facebook page with Catch of the Week, hotspots and much more. Don't forget to like our page. If you know someone who you think would like to watch the show, tell them we now stream live on the internet, and you can also watch a repeat of our show each Thursday and Saturday mornings right here on C31. Just check the program guide for more details, and every episode is posted to our YouTube channel. You'll find the correct links to Facebook, YouTube and live streaming on our website talkingfishing.com.au, and you can already see that video up on Facebook if you want to have a look at it.
Already going viral.
Kids, animals and Trelly, I've always said that. Boys, let's have a look at what's being caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, where you get to see yourself on TV.
Now, it's been a big week in fishing, not only at Ayers Rock, but a long weekend. Many people, as I said, went away camping and fishing. And let's kick it off with a lovely 74 centimetre Murray caught up at Yarrawonga by Jacob Marr. And Charlie, this was actually taken 2 weeks ago, but I just had to put it up. Jacob sent me this, his mum sent me it, and just said, we fished the river from Thursday to Sunday in the boat, and the biggest cod we caught was 41 centimetres. Jacob insisted on having one more fish before we went home that morning, and he fished from the bank and caught the biggest fish ever, all by himself. So well done,
Nice.
Jacob.
Well played,
Great fish.
Jacob.
That was before the blue-green algae set in, and apparently they live to...
Yeah, that's
enjoy
right.
the
I
fish,
can tell you a bit more about that blue green algae later
All
on.
right, we'll talk about that later on. Second up, Margaret Whitworth. Have a look at this fish. Now, I'll tell you what, the flathead must be thick on the peninsula if Margaret can catch one, because that is just a... No.
That's one way to say it.
Margaret's normally out there catching slaying the whiting,
right.
slaying the calamari. Margie has just come up with the big flathead and sent it into the show.
It's a good flatty too.
That's one of the, that's
flathead.
a fair flathead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get the
get
feel.
nice and bit of beer batter and chips and a bit
Absolutely.
of tartare sauce and a glass of Chardonnay Margie. I'll tell you what, it's pretty good. Next up, Stefan. I think it's Stefan. He got a handful of whiting off Blair Gowrie.
Yeah, literally.
That's a cracker. I mean, some nice fish there. And
Yeah.
the whitings, we're going to talk about the whiting season later on, but it's been a big year, hasn't it? for
It has.
whiting? It's been an
It's
exceptional year.
been a quiet big year though. It's not really getting the airtime that it probably deserves, much to the
know.
delight of a lot of the local whiting fishermen.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
here we are to put an end to that.
Yeah. We continue along with elephant season, would you believe? Not at the zoo, but in Western Port. And this one was caught land-based. Joshua Hodges, he got off Merrick's Beach on Saturday night. Great catch land-based.
Unique species, aren't they?
Joshua sent in a nice little
Like
email
flying,
saying,
like a swimming
hey guys,
mosquito."
absolutely love the show. Went for a fish last night at Merrick's Beach with a mate about 12:30am. I got my first Port Jackson shark, was a nice size. Threw him back and kept him after a couple of photos. And he caught, an hour later pulled in, I know what I'm talking about. An hour later I pulled in this
Organised.
beauty, my first elephant shark or fish. This was caught land-based on size 6.0 circle hook using squid. So well done,
played.
Josh. Well
They
done.
look like a swimming mosquito, don't they?
Yeah, a bit like that. Bit
Yeah,
different.
big fins.
Next up, let's keep
Snout.
punching through them. Lucas Davies. I love... Oh,
Oh, that's the best calamari off the Quail Bank
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
I'll go back to these blokes are unknown anglers. I was just trying to do it in order, but I haven't seen the order of the photos. It's a lovely...
It's a nice fish.
That's an oil rig in the background. Have a look at that. Lovely marlin caught out of Lake's entrance. Don't know the anglers. It was just sent in.
Hasn't
And,
this
supposed
been?
to, but-
Hasn't this been something that's popped up a little bit in the last couple of years? Victorian marlin. How good's that?
Yeah, unbelievable.
And that's not the only one that's been caught either.
Let's have a look at Lucas catching calamari now. Lucas
That's
Davies,
more like off
well
the Quail
done. A
Bank.
beautiful calamari from the Quail Bank. And John, Lucas's dad, writes to us, here is my son Lucas Davies, age 7, and his good-sized squid that he caught at Quail Bank in Western Port on Sunday using a red squid jig. Well done.
There you go.
Great
Nice.
stuff.
Well done.
Lucas. Well done. Next one. Let's have a look at this one. This is hopefully Nicholas. And James wrote into us and he said, hi, this is my autistic cousin Nicholas with his first ever fish on his first fishing trip. He's hooked. He kissed it and he put it back. I wonder where he got that from.
Good
'cause
on
he'd
you.
be way too young to watch Rex Son. And saying next time he said, sorry, he put it back for next time, saying he feels just like the guys on TV. So
Oh, good on him. Good on you, Nick.
loves
well done.
that sort of stuff.
The only
so-
thing is you're not like the guys on TV because you actually caught something.
and
Well played,
lucky
mate.
last, let's have a look at this. Macon McKitterick, I think I've got that right. A lovely pinky snapper on Stony Point Jetty.
That's a great catch,
And
man.
apparently a seal turned up and just shut down the fishing about 10 seconds after that. But Macon, I know
done,
you'd
mate.
be
Yeah,
watching
happy.
this.
Mate,
And
be
I tell
pretty
you,
pumped.
he's wrapped and
He'd be pumped.
And
Yeah.
if he's under the right guidance, I reckon he might just be a fisherman of the future.
Yeah.
You just see it in
Feed
him.
the family.
Yeah, that's
That
right.
he's just going to be an
see it
absolute
now.
fisherman of the future.
Yep.
So I'm still getting over that. No, we can't ask him to put that video up again.
No, don't do
Mate,
that.
Was it a
Might get
fair
the-
effort climbing up Ayers Rock?
Actually, it's a bit daunting. You sort of get to the bottom and you look up where they got the chain, and that first bit is pretty steep, and you just wonder about your footing and what the surface is like and things like that. But it's actually really grippy, so a bit hard. My thongs coming down. No, I did have proper walking shoes on.
I'll tell you what. Anyway, if you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au.
Coming up on Talking Fishing Product of the Week, and we take a look at trout production at Snobs Creek Hatchery. Up next on Talking Fishing.
talking fishing.
Product of the week. Brought to you by Tackle World. Now with 8 great locations around Victoria. Tackle World, where our advice is priceless. That's why it's for free.
See you down at Tackle World today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Yes, we're back on Product of the Week, just explaining to each other about the delicacies of having a bath on the top of Ayers Rock during that ad break. But anyway, ads, you got a bit of a mixture of a few things that everyone should have.
That's right. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit lost for Product of the Week this week. There's so many products out there.
You're under the pump.
But yeah,
I meant to say that.
No, he's put under the pump because he had
had more time. Had extra more
slot he had
time.
to get.
So what I was thinking is I've picked a handful of products that, in theory, every single fisherman should have these 4 products, either on their boat, in the garage or whatever, because realistically it's about protecting an investment.
Yep.
We spend a lot of money each year on fishing
That's a
tackle.
good way to put it.
It is. We spend a lot of money on fishing tackle a year. The least we can do is look after it.
I mean, we love neglect.
Yeah, well, that's it. I know. Well, maybe we should scrap this segment and go with something else.
We love neglect. Don't get us wrong.
I'll open up with dry bags, and I've specifically chosen the smaller one here because something that's become very popular amongst the fishing circuit is kayaks.
Yeah.
And let's face it, everything gets wet on a kayak, and there's no way to get around it apart from these little bad boys. So it's the small one, enough for the phone, the wallet, and the keys, and compact.
Throw it in the bag.
You throw it in the bag and now roll it up. Now there's clips and cords and all sorts of business all over these, and the reason for it is depending on how you want to store it and what's in it, you basically close it up, clip it in and stow it wherever you can, and that if you get a bit of splash, there's heaps of different ways. If you take up the majority of the bag, you can literally turn it over a couple of times. There's a couple of clips at the back which just basically clips in straight away there. There's another clip at the front if you're only say you've just got your phone in it, you can roll it all the way down, and there's another clip that comes over the front. So again, they're one of those things that realistically, whether it's a boat or a kayak or a tinny or whatever, you should have at least one on the boat, because there's nothing worse than coming in and finding your phone's gone overboard or full of water and all that sort of stuff. The next one, Trelly, I'm going to throw over to you because it's something that you probably sell 400 times the amount that we do in your neck of the woods, but it's something that we should all be using. And the one thing I try and relate it to down our way is squid jigs. They're the most expensive they've ever been, squid jigs. We have no problem in spending $30 on a squid jig. Yet when we get them snagged, we think all we can do is point the rod tip and bust them off and go and buy another one, which is great for us, but it's not good for the pocket.
How's it work?
There's your cord.
Yeah.
Right. And what you do is you tie your cord onto the front of your lead weight, and it's got a clip there, as you can see on the TV. It's sort of got a clip halfway down. So what you do is you put your fishing line, once you're snagged up, bit of tension on your line, put your line through here, and then you wrap it around those couple of coils, or little pig's tails there, right, and then clip that back on, and then you feed it down, because that's tied on there.
Oh yeah, so feed it down your line.
Feed it down your line.
Down your line.
Yeah. Now this is a pretty light one. This one. So I mean, you'd probably trout lures and things like that where you're fishing. You're not fishing sort of too much current, or you're not, or like you say with your squid jigs, too much tide. But there is bigger ones for cod lures and more current or more depth and things like that. But they are really good, and you only have to buy one of those. And
when that hits the snag, that pushes your
It literally pushes your lure off.
It'll push off, or it'll actually go over the lure and hook onto one of the hooks. And you can pull it up by the green cord with a bit of force. So
I just think it's something that we haven't cottoned onto down here in the saltwater scene. Whether it's a brim lure, and you can pay up to $40 for a brim lure. Squid jigs, $30 to $40 for a squid jig. Just those things where you're throwing lures into places that are highly snaggy, and you've got to be in those areas. If you're not there, bass, this is another thing. Come Blue Rock, is going to go off. So I think it's something you should have.
Paid for itself.
Exactly right. Reel covers the next one. I am a massive advocate of these because we spend a lot of money on reels. They rattle around.
Spend over $100 on a reel.
Exactly.
You should buy yourself a reel cover. What do they sell for?
$20.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, $15 for the really small ones, which they make for your bait casters and bits and pieces. $20 for your bigger ones. It's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned, because the way a lot of the reels are designed these days, the lip on the spool actually protrudes more than they used to, and they can get a few nicks which can wear away at your line. Every single one of these bags is designed to cover the reel while it's on the rod too. So every form of transport, whether it's in the rocket launchers or the car or the combing rack, it doesn't matter.
We get a lot of guys buy these for your headlamps.
Oh,
good quality headlamps.
Well, I suppose they're
Put a good quality headlamp in there because they don't come with a protective cover.
Yep.
Do you put them on while you're wearing the headlamp?
I can't see then. There's no point, David.
So reel covers, I think they're a no-brainer, and we should, every time we buy expensive reels, we should be buying them. Trusty, this is inox, but just a lubricant spray. Now, not so much. We take our reels home and we give them. Look at you two. As soon as I say lube, and look at you both lost it.
We're talking protection.
I was still thinking of Trilly in the nude on Ayers Rock.
I had protection.
Japanese
Actually, have a lot of sun protection.
But I'm not talking. This segment's done. I'm not talking about just for at home.
Lubing.
Yeah, a bit of lube goes a long way.
What does it do? Does it make the line run smoother or something, does it?
Take them on a trip, because let's face it.
That's the inox. That smells like sheep, doesn't it? It's like a wool shed.
Take it on a trip. What do you mean, Ayers Rock?
That one's actually a little bit sticky. That particular brand's a little bit sticky, so it stays on a bit longer. Get myself in trouble, you know. But
just buy it.
We'd love the people out there to ignore this whole section.
I told you it was going to be hard work this week.
And neglect everything.
I told you it was going to be hard work this week.
I can't believe we all own tackle shops or manage them, and we're trying to sell a lure retriever, and we want people to buy more than these.
Well, that's just because there's honest type of people there, Dave.
No, we love those people out there who ignore all our warnings and just get rusty old reels and you have to buy more, so that's fine.
There you go.
Don't take lubricant on your
Do yourself a favour. Big Kev will put these up on Facebook and read them. You'll get more information out of that than you will listen to us.
Smells like a wool shed.
Blabber on.
I'm being told to wind it up. That's prior to the week. We're going to move on to the next thing, all right? So one of the most important things in fishing in Victoria is our trout fishery, and it's a much stocked trout fishery because obviously trout are an introduced species. You don't just find them swimming in pools at Ayers Rock and things like that.
You won't.
No, so it's a very big part of trout fishing is the amount of stocking that goes on. It's worth millions of dollars, that whole fish production facility up at Snobs Creek and that sort of thing. And there's a beautiful video about the whole production cycle, I guess, of trout. You can have a look at it now. Have a look at this.
Fisheries Victoria's hatchery at Snobs Creek near Eildon boasts a long history since it was built in the 1950s. While it has become a reliable producer of native fish for restocking in recent times, its origins revolve around trout, browns, rainbows and later Chinook salmon, all grown to stock into Victorian waterways to improve freshwater fishing opportunities. Anglers have contributed to fish production at Snobs Creek for many years through their fishing licence fees and through government initiatives such as Target 1 Million, which includes a commitment to boost fish stocking from 3 million to 5 million. Breeding trout at Snobs Creek requires healthy broodstock. These are the parent fish that produce eggs and milk every winter. Looking after these fish year-round is essential for future production success. They must be in peak condition 6 months before spawning to ensure their egg quality is optimal. Males are sorted from females and their maturity levels are checked regularly to monitor their reproductive stage. Spawning occurs over a 4 to 6 week period during autumn and early winter. Brown trout are generally first, closely followed by the rainbows. Each female trout produces around 800 eggs per kilo of body weight. Our broodstock average 2 kilograms, so that's about 1,600 eggs from each female. Once the females have been stripped of their eggs, the eggs are counted, then set down for 40 to 60 days in canisters through which cool water flows. This simulates the running of a natural stream, keeping the eggs well supplied with oxygen. In such high densities, disease prevention is important, and the eggs are treated to prevent fungal infections. This leads us to the next and pretty exciting stage, when the eggs become eyed. The eggs are now significantly more robust, and sorting can commence to remove the ones that didn't make it and prepare the healthy ones for the next stage of production. Depending on water temperature, this transition occurs over several weeks. To ensure all the trout have access to food, fish densities in the hatching boxes are adjusted continuously. As the fish keep growing, they are moved within the hatchery to provide them with room and conditions to keep them healthy. Feed rates are set and monitored with growth plans to ensure they're ready for their scheduled release in 8 to 14 months. Future broodstock are separated at this stage for use in the breeding program in 3 years' time. This is a random selection from the entire population to ensure genetic diversity is maintained. The trout are transferred to large raceways, each capable of holding 2 tonnes of fish, or between 3,000 and 90,000 fish, depending on their size. An automated grading machine sorts fish into 3 sizes. These are then passed through a sophisticated counter that's very accurate. It's one of the most advanced systems available to fish farmers and makes the job much easier. Managing the density of trout in the races is important for fish health and to help control aggression from these fast-growing fish. Feed rates are set and delivered regularly by automatic feeding units. Feeding rates are monitored to achieve desired performance. Growing all our trout at the same rate is not the aim. We need a steady stream of stockable fish the following year so the stocking trucks can spread the job of delivery across 6 months. Trout and salmon prefer cooler water, so during the summer months their health is regularly monitored. We check the trout closely for tiny parasites. These were once a significant factor in growing trout at Snobs Creek, but improved farming practices have virtually eliminated parasite problems. To mimic the flow of a river, our trout raceways are designed to have constantly strong flowing water. Most trout are stocked between April and November when water temperatures are cooler and better suited to release. Each year, more than 600,000 trout and salmon are moved across the state in specially designed trucks, armed with oxygen to put into the water during the trip. Releases are timed so the trout are stocked to maximise survival and eventually angler returns. By the time the last trout have left the hatchery for the year, it is November and we're repeating the annual cycle. There's a new batch of fry on deck that are already 2 to 3 months old, and broodstock conditioning is in full swing, getting ready for the next spawning.
Pretty good program that up at Snobs Creek, boys, and unbelievable the counter that counts the fish. So when we sit here and read Fisheries News, it says 27,354 trout were stocked.
It's exactly how many.
Spot on. It's pretty remarkable. Coming up on Talking Fishing, Fisheries News, and we discuss how much you should pay for a fishing licence right after this.
Talking fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now it's time for the news. The fishery news. Sounds a bit fishy to me.
And some really, really good news this week, boys, about Chinook salmon. They've made a comeback. The Chinook salmon fisheries has returned, and the news goes like this. Trophy Chinook salmon are once again being caught at Lake Bullen-Meroi thanks to dedicated fisheries management in partnership with local anglers. Chinook salmon are one of the most prized recreational sport fish in the world, and there's one up on the screen there. And they're renowned for their trophy size and exceptional fighting and eating qualities. Did you know back in the 1970s, they were stocked into the Western District Crater Lakes, which is Bullen-Meroi and Purrumbete. They reached 12 kilos back in those days. I've got some facts just here that I'm reading. Such was the popularity of this fishery that the Chinook salmon opening event, so they must have had an opening of the season. I was actually talking with good customer Jeff Chapman today, because he said he went to almost every one of them, and at one stage he held the second highest record for opening fish. So, but back in 1978, 5,000 anglers turned up for the opening of Chinook salmon opening.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. So, in 2006, fishers have again caught trophy Chinooks to 5.6 kilo, which is 12 pound, and multiple specimens over 9 pound. Good numbers of well-conditioned rainbow trout over 2 kilo are also being caught. Jeff was telling me about the fish. He said if you didn't have the rainbow stripe on them, their arch from their head is almost like a yellow belly. That's the body on them. They must be just gorging on them.
And there's no shortage of food in there.
No, fisheries have done a lot of work, and it went on to say that in November 2012, 10,000 Chinook salmon fingerlings were released into Lake Bullen-Meroi. This was the first time that Chinook salmon have been stocked into Victorian waters for 5 years. In 2015, fisheries managers met with freshwater anglers to consider the monitoring results that included a creel survey, which had interviewed more than 1,100 anglers and 2 years' worth of catch and effort statistics collected by members of the Lake Purrumbete and Camperdown angling clubs across both Purrumbete and Bullen-Meroi. So they've done some serious stats on them about what they're catching, how fast they're growing, and it ended up that I think Bullen-Meroi, they grow a lot quicker, so they've decided to really concentrate on putting Chinooks into there, and they still put Chinooks into Purrumbete, but not as many. So in 2016, Lake Bullen-Meroi will receive 20,000 Chinook salmon yearlings, 5,000 rainbow trout and 5,000 brown trout, while Purrumbete will receive 20,000 brown trout, so they're going to build that up as really a brown trout fishery, still getting 10,000 Chinooks and 5,000 rainbow trout. So there you go. Jeff Chapman was heading to Bullen-Meroi tomorrow.
Not good news if you're a yabby.
No, correct. No, exactly. So now a lot of the guys, Jeff was saying that they down rig for them. And there's a zone, between 30 and 45 feet. He's still, Jeff's in the old school. He hasn't got his thing set on metres yet. He's working on it. No, he's thinking about putting on the metres. But and he said anything below 45 foot, no fish. It's just this patch of temperature. And,
I reckon that's pretty cool. They're coming up with a system to create those two systems, which are quite close to each other, but set them up as two completely different sort of entities. One being a salmon fishery, and the other really boosting it as a trout fishery.
And all based on the science of how those different species perform.
How good's that?
Absolutely fantastic. So get on down to those two lakes. It's absolutely fantastic. Next subject I want to touch, boys, is the cost of a fishing licence, and we have argued for years. And when I say argued, this is my firm belief, and boys, I think it's yours as well, but feel free to speak up. The fishing licence, I think it's only gone up twice in 15 years or something. And it's damn cheap.
It is.
What is it? Okay, let's go through it. 2 day?
$6.
28 day?
Yep, $12.
$12. 1 year?
$24.50.
And 3 years?
$66.
Now let's take the most popular, which is the 1 year, $24.50. Should it be $30? Should it be $35? We have seen. I mean, we just saw what Snobs Creek trout production is, and what it's like, and about $1 million of licence money, I think, goes into that every year. You've got the artificial reefs program. You've got stocking in record numbers of marine species now, like the mulloway and estuary perch. We've got the netters being bought out.
Culled.
So to me, $35 isn't out of the question.
Again, like you say, Dave, you put all these results on the table as you see them and as you report every week on, and we do. if you're seeing results, people don't mind paying money if they see results of the
Correct.
go and catch fish.
Yeah.
Really, 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 if you look after your waterways, which looks after the fish,
Yep.
like you say, or put all those things together in an equation, you'd say, look, I'll be happy to pay more.
Yep.
Putting a figure on it, look, put a figure on it, $30 to $35. But if you can take your kids out and catch a fish,
Definitely.
Yeah, and look, I think we promote pretty well how licence money is spent, and we try and do that every week with the
Needs to be
fisheries
clarity
news
of
story
that.
and that. But
Yeah.
it does. It needs major advertising, and we try and do our best on our little patch. But certainly a topic for discussion in coming weeks, boys, because I think now's the time that fishing licence probably needs to go up a little bit.
Well, I'm sure everything that the fishing licence money is being poured into isn't getting any cheaper.
No, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's it. That's our little say on that. Up next, Kramer's mailbag, and we continue the discussion on yellow-skinned flathead next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See you down at Tackle World today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Plenty of mailbag to get through tonight, so we'll get right into it. This one says, Hi Kramer, just wondering if any of you could fill me in with what you think this creature is. I was walking along Mornington Beach with the family when I found it washed up on the shoreline. The head looks like a prawn head and the shell has a hard, spiky body. Cheers guys, love the show. From Nathan of Pakenham. What do you reckon, boys? Looking at that, I've got a theory on it because I saw it. Now you guys have only
It's
just
like you
seen
shouldn't pick it up.
that. Well, no, I reckon that's. I reckon a Balmain bug has made love with a cowfish. No, and that's it's got the. I reckon that's something that Richie Minnow should look up on Tinder.
Oh,
Why not?
No, that's
just
what is it?
getting kinky, Richie.
Probably a whole section on that one.
Yeah, what is it?
You pay extra for
I think
it.
we're going to get
category.
Ross Winstanley. Seriously, Ross, I know if you're watching. Ross, what is it? It'll be one email, take him 5 seconds to write. He'll probably do it during the ad break. But what is it? It looks a bit like a Balmain bug mixed with a cowfish, I reckon. So
there we go.
Right.
anyway, thanks for that, Nathan. Well done. Number 2, this one comes from Ron Smart. He says, Hi Kramer, great show. Just to let you guys know, I have also caught a flatty recently off Mornington, which displayed the same colour blotches as the one you have shown a few weeks ago. See the picture? It was undersized, so I returned it, but noticed that the colour was definitely in the skin. It appeared otherwise healthy. Have a look at that, boys. So that's in the skin. There's no doubt
Looks like
about
it's
it.
been coloured in with a highlighter.
I know.
It does.
doesn't
It's
it?
weird.
It's weird. Anyway, more info after Kramer's mailbag that's coming up. Some breaking news here, boys. Breaking news. This is the C31 fishing version of the 3RW rumour file. This is serious stuff. This is serious stuff. Now Ron has he's had the inside knowledge on this one, that Ron has heard that Marine Safety Victoria, they know they've got it wrong. So when you're going to Lonsdale Bight, right, this winter to fish for squid, and you're in the zone, you have to wear a life jacket.
Yep.
They've come to their senses, and this is what you're going to have to wear now that you're going to the Lonsdale Bight. That's what people have to wear when they're
Makes
squid
sense
fishing.
now.
So safe. The Lonsdale
It'll look
Bight
like
is
a
going to be the
squid.
safest place in the world. Thanks for that, Ron. Thanks for sending that in. Fair. Don't get me started. Don't get me. No, ads. You can wear one of them on a kayak too.
That's great. Yeah,
If you want to go out the kayak,
I might.
Lonsdale Bight, 5 metres from shore, you're going to wear one of those by
It
law.
won't matter if they come a speed bump wearing one of those things. I won't feel it.
G'day, guys.
Fit 2 in a 5 metre boat.
This is from Jaws. Jors.
Oh, okay.
Jaws, not
Right,
Jaws.
not
as in-
Jaws.
Okay, yeah.
Quick question. Is it actually legal to fish on the left side of Blairgowrie Pier? Can people be fined there? Or is it just the marina putting up signs because they don't want people fishing near the boats? What do you reckon, Trelly?
Don't
Can you do that? No, what?
No.
We've discussed this before.
We've discussed it before because Blairgowrie Pier is such a great place
It
to
is.
fish.
It
And
is.
all the fish
'Cause it's
hang
deep.
under the boats. I actually don't reckon it's illegal. I don't reckon
Oh,
there's
see, I
any
think
jurisdiction.
It's put up by the boaties.
Jurisdiction, but anyway.
To keep it anyway.
I don't like it when you
No, they
hit
don't.
them on the side of the boat with a sinker, do they?
Tink.
Size 6.
Oh, I'll keep going here. Guy from Warrigal, he wrote this. Remember last week, Andrew and Marilyn, I can't remember. She caught her banjo shark. Very first fish. She's hooked on fishing.
Yep.
I can't remember the names, apologies. But anyway, Kramer. Banjo tails are extremely good eating if you bleed them properly. First to bleed, cut the tail as close to the head as possible, then fillet the tail and cut any red meat away, as this is a bit tough and not very nice. Then fry it in beer batter. It melts in your mouth, and most people that try it will not throw a decent sized banjo back again.
Hey, so cut the tail as close to the head as possible. So how much do you actually...
About a centimetre of meat to get, and then you cut off the red bit and you're left with like a... Anyway,
But it's a beautiful...
Thanks
that
for that,
little...
Guy.
Yeah.
We'll all not try it next
Hey,
time.
Guy,
No,
send us in a video or something.
Yeah.
Can you just do a little video and send it to Dave on the same email on how you actually do it? I'm interested.
That's right.
No, this is
Not
a bit
that
of-
I'm keen to
bit
go
of
and catch a
worrying
banjo,
mail here, boys. This is serious, right? Hi, Kramer. This is from Michael. Yeah, they're all serious. No, this is serious though, Charlie. Serious. This is as serious as bathing on Ayers Rock. I stopped at Blue Rock on the weekend to swim the dogs. I hope you stuck to the 5-knot speed limit, those dogs. No, what an eye-opener. The only thing missing was the houseboats. There was ski biscuits, ski boats, drag races across the lake, and all part of the day's activities. Partition is now being done to have the decision reversed. No person will police the limits, and before long there will be a boating fatality due to these people. That's pretty ordinary.
That is serious, actually.
This is from Alex. He's the vice president of the Footscray Angling Club. Just wanted to thank you for putting the pics up and reading your email on the show last night. Just wanted to clarify that ASADA are actually looking into the Essendon Angling Club. Even though they haven't won the comp for a few years, but ASADA are looking into them.
Good one.
No, that's real.
Careful, boys.
Actually, that's probably not what he really wrote, but I just made that up. Anyway, well done, boys. And
a serious one.
Actually, that's the end of mailbag. If you'd like to write to me, all these blokes, this is what you do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Now, a great gentleman by the name of Ross Winstanley. He was in fisheries for 38 years, I think, and he loves all the stuff we throw his way. So he's written to me and he said, "G'day, Dave. This is turning out to be a lot of fun. The old boys have all seen or had reports of the yellow-bellied flathead." So I think that's a new species. I reckon we launch it. No, let's launch the species. You've got dusky, sand, yank, blue spot, if you want to call them that.
And yellow skin.
Tiger, and we now have yellow-bellied flathead.
Yellow-bellied flathead.
They've seen them over the years, and nobody knows the cause. So far, we've had chemical contamination, genetic variation, bile discharge, opportunist algae, and seems like they've been lying on top of old phone books. Have a look at that. This photo was taken on the 4th of April 1990 in central Corio Bay, and I don't know if, I can't quite see that, but 1989 yellow pages there. The query has been passed on to someone who might actually have an answer. Fingers crossed. If you want to get serious about this, the fish pathology experts remind us that they can't give a definitive answer without examining fresh, well-preserved fish and knowing full details of exactly where and when they were caught. However, I'm not sure how well prepared local fisheries officers are to have specimens delivered to them these days. Anyway, the next person that catches a flathead like that, please keep it for us, because we will pass it on to the authorities, and we'll get to the bottom of it.
So do we know if it affects them? Would you still eat? Would you eat? Would you eat? Or that's what we're trying to find out. No, I wouldn't. But
I wouldn't.
I'd feed it to you, but I wouldn't.
Thanks, mate.
Not
yourself. Don't take flathead from Charlie.
You have sat here in this studio and eaten a barney grub.
Yeah.
What's the other stuff?
Dynabait, the freeze-dried bait.
No, they were yellow.
Yeah. I don't know. I reckon that worm was pretty close.
They weren't
What was the last
disfigured
thing he
like
ate
that.
last year? Last year he ate
The worm, because Addie was here and she lost her mind. She still
she's
talks
not
about
over
it.
it.
No, she
No.
still talks about
Yeah.
it. Remember when Charlie ate that worm?
Oh dear.
Well, we've got to have the yellow-bellied flathead fishing competition.
All right, someone can get us one. Not only will we get it tested by the proper people,
Charlie
but
will
Charlie
eat it.
will eat a little bit of it, and we'll see if he's on next week's show. But anyway,
See if his
coming
belly
up,
starts turning
this
yellow.
week's hot spots shortly on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worsland's Tackle World Cranbourne.
Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start.
I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat.
Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Hello, Richie Minnow here. It's now time for this week's Fishing Hotspots on Talking Fishing. Marvellous.
Richie's still searching for a girlfriend.
He is.
I thought she was going to make an appearance this week. She hasn't. He hasn't.
No, he needs
He
to
just
start.
hasn't got that first date. He hasn't got to that
He
step.
needs to start. He needs to start taking this seriously, boys.
Yeah.
Because
He's swiping the wrong way on Finder.
who knows? Who knows? Could be using the wrong fin. So we need to help. We need to help him with his profile. I think it's only fair.
For those
true,
of you that
It's
don't know,
only fair.
Richie Minnow actually has
Leave
his
my
own
profile.
Facebook page. So get on and check him out, Richie Minnow.
Change his colours.
Facebook are going to do this thing that you got to be a real person. Well, Richie's a real person, isn't
He
he?
is,
So
yeah.
anyway, let's get on to the hot spots. And the first one, let's go down to Rye because there is an incredible amount of King George whiting.
We were having a chat about this before we come here tonight, and it's.
I was going to put a photo up. I got a magnificent bag again on the weekend,
and it's been one of the most not talked about whiting seasons yet. It's one of the best,
but it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
They sort of built it up from the middle of last year when that scientist came on. Your friend.
Yeah. Well, he said it was going to be good.
Whiting.
Yeah, I think we might have a photo. I don't know if it's going to be in between these, but anyway, we've got a photo. I caught fish on the weekend, and I reckon over the last 2 weeks, every fish has been between 38 and 39. Have a look on there. There you go. That's what I got on the weekend, and I got a good bag.
Yeah. Good weather too.
I mean,
yeah, it's been
it's been great weather. It's all been southerly.
Yeah.
But these fish are all 39 centimetres and fat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're good fish, and the numbers I've been getting particularly the last 2 weeks, but 3 weeks ago they just started to come on, I reckon. And it's just absolutely fantastic. Some of my mates down at Rosebud are getting the same thing. It's right along the peninsula there. So that was a Blair Gowrie.
What'd you get them on? Pennies or
Cuttlefish.
Oh, cuttlefish.
Cuttlefish.
Surely you're running out of cuttlefish by now.
Nope.
Oh, you've got it inside. You got someone catching cuttlefish for you.
Mate,
have a look at him. Have a look at him.
You know. But anyway,
here we go.
I'm getting yelled at. We've got to keep going. Mount Martha is the next hotspot, and I tell you what, the snapper
are back.
The snapper are back. It's like second snapper season. If you want to get out and get yourself a nice 4 or 5 kilo fish, no problem at all. Head out Mount Martha deep, 22 metres. Sound them up as you would in November. And there's some cracker snapper
Biggest
about.
fish we've heard to 8 kilos. And that 4 to 5 kilo, there's nothing under that.
Lots of pinkies around too, particularly in Cryo Bay, Charlie, down near Tackle World Geelong. Lots and lots of pinkies, as there are in the Mornington Peninsula.
All over the place, the pinkies.
It's great for years to come.
Shallow water.
It's that 1 year class. They're all about probably 15 centimetres at the moment. So give them 2 years, they're going to be around that 2 kilo mark and just absolutely sensational. Let's head over to Western Port now, and the capital of King George whiting at the moment in Western Port is Tankerton by far. Absolutely sensational fish coming from down at Tankerton. Let's keep moving along. The Quail Bank is the next hotspot.
We saw the calamari and catch of the week.
There's some big calamari around. I mean, we got one last weekend that had eggs, and I only ever thought they spawned around that August, September time. But certainly the one that we got, the biggest one we got last week, had plenty of eggs, but some big ones reported along Quail Bank this week. So plenty over that St Leonard's side too, Charlie.
Don't forget your life jacket.
Fish, but plenty.
No.
The next hotspot might be a bit controversial because there's some care factor that needs to be taken if you're going to fish here, but the next one is Lakes Entrance. Now, there is a serious bite of marlin out off Lakes Entrance. Two things. If you're going to fish there, you're going to go over one of the most notorious bars in Australia. Not just Victoria, not just locally, one of the most notorious bars in Australia. And you need to know what you're doing. The second thing is you're going to travel a long, long way. You must have a long-range boat, long-range fuel tanks, have all the gear, know the weather. But seriously, there is a red-hot marlin bite off Lakes Entrance right now. And if that weather's good...
Do your research.
Yeah, do your research or take a charter. Ring Frank Melito at the Caltex service station in Lakes Entrance. He'll put you onto a charter boat and just enjoy the day with a charter operator that knows what he's doing. But some sensational fish off Lakes Entrance. And the other one is people turn their attention to tuna around Easter time.
Yes, they do.
There will be plenty of people going to Portland this Easter. The southern bluefin tuna are on.
Yep.
They're those school fish. Haven't seen a barrel or anything yet. It's only a matter of time. Get the numbers of people down there and it will happen. But
Exactly.
Portland, things will be starting to hot up. Geelong, Trelly, all the boys are starting to be sniff about it.
Well, it hasn't really stopped, like you said.
Yeah.
You've gone to smaller fish, but
That's right. And the kingfish are still mixed in at Portland too.
Yeah.
So they're fishing quite shallow, which is good.
Yeah.
I think we're last 2 weeks ago, then within 15 metres of crystal clear water. So, hey, they're in close, which is good.
That's
Don't have to, none of that long range stuff at Portland at the moment.
Now, I want to talk about two topics, but just before we do, if anyone missed the start of the show, a little video that we showed earlier on, let's have a look at it.
How's that, Steve?
beautiful. Absolutely magnificent. A bit of a bath up here in the top of Ayers Rock. Highest bath in Australia. Yeah.
Trelly. Is that all you got to say?
It had to be done.
Refreshing, absolutely refreshing.
For anyone that's just tuned in, Trelly had a bath on Ayers Rock during the week, just a bit of
Hard
R&R.
work
So,
hot.
blue-green algae, Trelly, how's that situation up north?
It has spread, but if you're thinking about going up our way, over Easter time, around faster flowing water, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. So the top of my whaler, it's patchy. Through the lake, there has been some really nice cod caught up there too, surface fishing. It's spread down through the Murrumbidgee and there's a few other places, the Edwards and things like that. But in like Barmer, upstream from the Barmer township where the river flows a bit faster, it's better. The Goulburn's, there's no problems there. Your lakes like Nellacooty, Eildon and things like that, there's no problem.
Yep.
But there is a lot of it down the Murray, so yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Boys, we've got a couple of minutes to go. Let's talk about the fishing licence again because we sort of rushed that a little bit. But to me, the 2 day, what's the price of that? $6.
Yep.
Do you need it?
Well, I don't know.
I think we need a 3 day one.
That's probably more to cover you for a long weekend.
Yeah, that's one of the problems. Easter, long weekend, and that people want to fish and want to go away, and they can't buy. Now the 28 day.
Do you maybe get rid of the whole three? Just make it a week. Because Easter, for example, even if you had a 3 day licence, you can't fish all of Easter.
Yeah.
Just give it a week, 7 days. Well. 7 days for.
Yeah, school holidays, you go fishing with the kids.
$10 or something for the week.
Yeah.
Like you say, Easter.
Yeah.
The only thing I would, this is look, if this changes, and we're hearing the rumours that there's change in the air. That if there's change, I would like to see things aligned with New South Wales.
Oh yeah.
Because I think down the track there will be some reciprocal. Licensing, and New South Wales have 3 days, not 2.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So they have 1 month instead of 28 days.
Yep.
I know that doesn't mean much, but it means something, you know. So I'd just like to see that alignment with New South Wales.
Yeah.
Because I think
you're right,
smart things will come from it.
It's so confusing. Like you guys in the city down here, it's fine to fish the bay, but if you're going to go freshwater, it's like you buy a Victoria licence, like guys are coming in, where are we going fishing? Oh, I'm going to go up the Murray. Well, you need a New South Wales licence, but I might fish the Goulburn. Oh, you need a Victorian licence.
Yeah.
So by bringing the two together and marrying up to one licence would be a great idea too.
And Charlie, back on the so the 1 year and the 3 years, some other benefits like Murray cod in Eildon would not be like it is now if it wasn't for the licence money.
A lot of those fisheries up there, freshwater and country areas, have been getting a lot of stocking, and it's been a commitment by the government to lift that to the figures that we're seeing. And that only comes back through recreational fishing licences. I mean, there's an argument that we spend money on petrol and all the rest of the things, and that taxation should go around at the same time.
Yeah.
But
that gets all lost. All that money gets
doesn't
lost
go directly
in
into
cyberspace.
fishing.
The beauty of the fishing licence, and it's a very rare thing, is it all goes into a trust account. That money is not spent on anything else other than improving fishing. I mean, there are some things like it funds 10 fisheries officers and things like that, but it really goes back into fishing, and every cent that is paid for by anglers into licence funds is accountable.
So is that another possibility? If the licence fees were put up, could that possibly lead to more fisheries officers? We know it's something which is, there's been a lack of, because there's just fishing's unbelievably popular.
But if you have a look at some of the areas they cover, are huge.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I think the promise was made back in day dot when the all waters licence came in, was that it was only ever going to fund 10. So I think it might be a brave government to say we're going to fund more than 10 unless there's a bit of angler input into that, and there hasn't been. So I think the 10 will remain, but I think it's the government's duty, you know, as population grows, they need to put on more officers.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
Brave government to get rid of netting.
Correct.
Oh, and they did it, you know. So, and I mean, watch this space because there's some murmurs going on. There's some angst at Gippsland Lakes. There's some angst at Corner Inlet now. So just watch this space. But to us, and we might debate a bit more next week, we might actually have some facts on the table next week about
cool.
A few cut-out fisheries officers in the bush.
Cut them out.
Cutouts. Yeah, we got
Fisheries officers in the bush.
put Charlie's head on a few of them.
Oh dear.
Behind a blackberry bush or something.
Can't wait to see what Trolley gets up to next week. But anyway, that's it for Talking Fishing. We hope you enjoyed the show. Next week we preview some of the hot spots for Easter. If this weather continues to be kind, we're in for one hell of a big Easter of fishing. Until next Tuesday evening on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.